on, guys? Tells86 here with Weekly Review, and today we're going to be showing off an indie game review for a game that just came out last week on the Xbox Live Indie Marketplace for 80 Microsoft points. We're going to be checking out a Voxel action. This game was developed by KOSSY, and it's a very good game, and I think I need to go ahead and explain why, and hopefully I can get from some of you guys as well, from my supporters, to start buying this game if you have an Xbox 360 with Xbox Live and everything. So let's go ahead, guys, and take a look at this very special game, a Voxel action. Okay, guys, so welcome to a Voxel action. As I said before, this is made by one person. This is a game that was developed by KOSSY. KOSSY is a very brand new indie developer that made this game all by himself, except for a couple things with graphic design and everything. So basically, let's go ahead and talk about the game. When you first step in, you can be able to change different types of camera modes. As you can see, we have different types of camera modes. You can be able to move the camera all around with the right stick on your 360 controller. And you can choose different types of camera features. Instead of just having it like a classic style like how you see, you can have it in other styles. But basically, what you do in this entire game is it's like a platforming game. You could be able to break blocks, and you'll see the blocks scatter like rain pellets. And basically, what you do in the entire game is try to learn new skills to be able to get you into further levels of the game. Now, of course, you can't take out these enemies yet because you do not have any skills to be able to use. But this game takes literally in the place of 4 different franchises all in one: Ninja Gaiden, Legend of Zelda, Mario, and Metroid. And I say by Metroid because of that really nice spinning attack jump that you use. Now, to be able to get portions through the game, you'll run into these checkpoints. When you run through a checkpoint, if you accidentally die, you can go back to the spot where you last died, and it will automatically save your progress. But the main objective is to find coins to be able to get you extra 1-ups. 1,000 coins gets you a 1-up, or if you can find a 1-up of yourself, you can actually use that to be able to go and get extra lives instead of having to look around for coins. But let's go ahead and show off more of the game. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and show off more of the game now. This basically, we have right up here, we have a key. So, and of course, in Zelda games, if you find a key, that means that there are chests around that you have to open with keys, which is this key, this chest right here, which gives us now the ability to be able to use B for kicking, to be able to use an attack now. But basically, the engine reminds me of another certain game on the PS3 that I'm probably sure anyone remembers, that was made from Atlas, which is, of course, 3D Game Heroes. Now, this game exactly reminds me of that, except for a few different things. Number one, now instead of you being like in a Zelda environment, you are basically now doing like a Mario style type of gameplay. That's awesome. Look at all those pixels going all over the place. Now, I know that this probably might not look like anything spectacular to a lot of gamers that are like really older fans of Mario, but I mean, when I first saw this game, I thought to myself, wow, this looks like a really interesting game. And it really is, because I mean, when you first start playing it, it seems like it's a Mario ripoff, but then it starts getting much better when you start learning newer attacks, being able to use a lot of really cool abilities like using wall jumps and lots of other different types of things. But the thing is I just like how you can be able to move around the camera as much as you can, and you can be able to do just so much. But you can also take out your enemies and tons of different stuff. But this is a very well made indie game for a very cheap price. I mean, like I said, this is only 80 Microsoft points for the game. And as you can see right here, we have a little tank, which we'll use that for our 1-up. Now, every so often you'll also run into these invisible blocks. You'll want to try to hit those because they could either be a block or they could be coins. Now, when you go into the later stages, you'll be able to find lots of other different techniques, like using a running ability and stuff. So let's go ahead and show off some of those other techniques real quick. Okay, so now here's another really cool part in this. You can use a jetpack to move around your character to freely grab your coins and everything else. And you'll find these jetpacks everywhere around in the whole entire game, so you can use them, and as you use them you'll see it just make a bunch of pixels as you're going through the air. And of course there's lots of other platforming portions where you'll run into lots of fire, so make sure that you keep an eye out for all the fire and stuff that's going around in the area. And the best part is it lets you know how long you have before the timer goes out. So, I mean, it's not like the greatest indie game ever out there. I'm not saying that it is, but it is a very interesting game. It's a very fun game, and it's one that if you are really low on Microsoft points, but if you want something that's just really a lot of fun, but has a lot of replay value, because I mean, you can go through this and just enjoy the whole entire game. I mean, and it's a very long game. I mean, I've already run into about 10 levels so far on each one, and I mean, they're challenging. They are each very challenging. I mean, not as challenging as like a Mega Man game, but they are very fun, and it's a game that I really would recommend to anyone that's wanting to get into some games that are on the indie marketplace, or at least that are still left before the indie marketplace goes down, or at least from what I'm hearing, because they're saying that Microsoft is going to be taking the indie market down, which I honestly, like I said, I really hope that they don't, because they are planning, or KOSSY is actually planning of making this a series, and I would really like to play some more of this, because this is a really good game. It's a lot of fun, and it's just good, wholesome, retro style fun. I mean, if you're a fan of a lot of the older style Mario and Zelda games and stuff, and if you are looking for a game that is very fun, but it also has a very good style of difficulty, and if you also like the graphics, I like the graphics personally. I really like the graphics on this game. It makes it look just really awesome. But if you're wanting something really fun, and if you're wanting it for really cheap, grab this game. It is only 80 Microsoft points. And I want to thank KOSSY also for giving me the permission to review this game for him. And I hope that everything I did say was good enough for him. And KOSSY, thank you again very much. But guys, this game is getting a 9 out of 10 from me, because it is a very good game. It has a lot of replay value, as I said again. There's a lot of different levels that each are all different. They're not repeats of anything. And you even find a couple, little spoiler alert, you actually find a couple that are reminiscent to older games, like I said before, like Mario style. There are some that are Zelda style based, and I mean, there's just so much cool stuff in this game that's so jam-packed in it that if you're, like I said, if you're looking in for trying a really good game, I definitely recommend this one, because it is a lot of fun. And I mean, it's not one of those poorly made indie games either. It's a very fun game, and it's a lot of fun. So, also guys, thank you very much for watching, of course, as always. This has been Tails86 with Weekly Review. Take care. Later.